News with no bias, news with no exemption, delivering nothing but the truth. This is G3E Safaris Patrol on Live, your news, our business. Broadcasting live from G3E Newsroom Toblon, Cagayan de Oro City. Good afternoon, Philippines. Good afternoon, Cagayan de Oro City. It is a sunny day afternoon. This is Leslie Bicinco, your female anchor, serving you the hottest and the most leading news of the hour.
Headline News.
For the international news, climate change mitigation reducing emissions. Our climate is changing because of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere. For the local news, Cagayan de Oro street stinks as city search for new garbage collector drags on. In sports, Tigres has run Lady Spikers to ground to assure a Final Four. In showbiz, Andrea Brillantes overwhelmed after Reese Rivero said yes to her proposal. In human interest, newly discovered constellation names Gamma Ray. Climate change mitigation reducing emission. Our climate is changing because of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere. Shaina Bulayog has this report.
Climate change mitigation, reducing emissions. Are climate changing because of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere? Despite notable emissions reduction over the last decade, the EU must transform production and consumption system to achieve climate neutrality of 2050. Mitigating climate change means reducing the flow of heat, trapping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This involves cutting greenhouse gases from main sources such as power plants, factories, cars, and farms. Forests, ocean, and soil also absorb and store these gases and are an important part of the solution. Reducing and avoiding our emissions requires us to reshape everything we do, from how we power an economy and grow our food to know how we travel and live, and the product we consume. It is problem solved locally and globally. Reducing emissions requires rethinking society, economics, science, and politics. The faster we act to reduce the emissions, the better off we will be in the future. In the past decade, the EU took firm action against climate change, resulting in a more than 30% drop in EU emissions in 2020 compared with 1990 levels. Well beyond the 2020 target to reduce emissions by 20%, this is mainly a result of growing use of renewable energy, a decreased use of carbon-intensive fossil fuels, improvement in energy efficiency, and structural change in the economy also contribute to meeting goals. Now, non-ambitious goals are set that include the net 55% or greater reduction below 1990 levels by 2030 and a climate neutrality objective by 2050. Reaching these goals will require even higher emission cut through transitioning from fossil fuels to clean renewable energy. It also means halting deforestation, using land sustainable, and restoring nature until we reach the point where the release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere is balanced with the capture and storage of these gases in our forests, ocean, and soil. The EU emits 6% of global emissions and cannot act. Non-global cooperation is essential for all climate change mitigation. The United Nations Framework Convention of Climate Change and the Paris Agreement ensure cooperation across borders to tackle climate change and ensure a sustainable future.
For local news, Cagayan de Oro street stinks as city search for new garbage collector drags on. The local Buys and Awards Committee disqualifies the lowest bidder, leaving only one of two firms which participated in the process standing. Cagayan de Oro, Philippines piles of garbage have accumulated on street corners and roads in Cagayan de Oro for over a month following the termination of the local government's long-term contract with a waste collection company. The search continues for a new company that could collect and dispose of Cagayan de Oro's average 573,863 cubic meters of solid waste annually. Hopefully by Thursday we will have a new collector. Engineer Armin Cuenca, the head of the City Local Environment and Natural Resources Office, told Rappler on Tuesday, March 21. The previous collector IPM Waste CDO stopped its garbage collection services in the city after nearly a decade of operations. Its contract with the City Hall expired on January 31. Cuenca said Cagayan de Oro City Budget Office Chief and Bides and Awards Committee Chairperson Percy Salazar had proposed that City Hall extend IPM services for at least 1 month until the local government could award a new contract to a new garbage collector, but she was outnumbered. The consultants argued that it would not have made any difference in the collection services and we might as well wait and bear with the garbage problem a little longer, Cuenca said. The previous contractor has been criticized for what local officials said were its inefficient garbage collection services in the city. Robert De La Serna, a resident complaining about the uncollected garbage, said the local government should have prepared for the end of IPM services long before January and sought the help of those who had been involved in the city garbage collection services before IPM. Don't change your channel, we will be right back after this break. I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot succeed when half of us are held back. Women are always saying, we can do anything that men can do. But men should be saying, we can do anything that women can do. Ang pandaigdigang tanawin ng empowerment ng kababaihan, ang pagkakapantay-pantay ng kasarian ay isang pangunahing karapatang pantao. At ito rin ay mahalaga sa pagkakaroon ng isang mapayapa, maunlad na mundo. Ngunit ang mga babae ay patuloy na nahaharap sa mga makabuluhang hamon sa buong mundo. Ang mga kababaihan ay karaniwang kulang sa representasyon, sa kapangyarihan at mga tungkulin sa paggawa ng desisyon. Tumatanggap sila ng hindi pantay na sweldo para sa pantay na trabaho at madalas silang nahaharap sa legal at iba pang mga hadlang na nakakaapekto sa kanilang mga pagkakataon sa trabaho. Ang pagbibigay kapangyarihan sa kababaihan ay mahalaga sa kalusugan at panlipunang pag-unlad ng mga pamilya, komunidad at bansa. And we're back, and the advertisement is really nice to listen. And this is what I can say. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Each time a woman stands up for herself, and she stands up for all women. So respect all the women. For the sports update, Tigres run Lady Spikers to ground to assure a Final Four in UAAP Season 85. Here's Nicole Bustamante for the update.
Bernadette Pipito went to the University of Santo Tomas, USP Pinson an overnight after a sleeper challenge being winnings of season 85 of UAPP women's volleyball just a month ago. She wins the Golden Trophy with a medal kit hopping a following 19-25, 14-25, 25-19, 25-12, voting over leading to the lead of Lady Spiker of Wednesday night edition of 4 women's winnings named Lady Spiker since days of Final Four of will be played.
Andrea Brillantes overwhelmed after Reese Rivero said yes to her proposal. Here's Jewel Barcibal for the Chica. Hey! Andrea
Nabayantes overwhelmed after Richie Rivera said yes to her proposal. She was overwhelmed with happiness when her boyfriend, basketball player Richie Rivera, agreed to be her date to the upcoming Star Magical Prom with the help of K-pop global sensation Blackpink during the second day of their concert in Bulacan last March 26.
Start to express your curiosity here in Human Interest. Here is Joel Parcibal for the report.
Human Interest story starts here. Newly discovered constellation named Gamma Ray, discovered or nominated by Paul Villiard. Over the last several dozen new constellations have appeared with names that refer to pure science fiction. Researchers have discovered a massive cluster of stars of intermediate age in the direction of Saturn's constellation. The creative story of this in mythology, Orion was a supernaturally gifted hunter who was the son of Poseidon, who proclaimed himself as the greatest hunter in the world.
Gamma rays are the highest energy form of light.
There's the light we see with our eyes, but there are lots of other types of light. Gamma rays are the most energetic form of light, the most powerful.
Gamma rays are the part of what we call the electromagnetic spectrum, which starts in radio at very long wavelengths, goes through optical, then through X-rays, and then gamma rays are the very highest energy form of that type of radiation.
The reason that it's important to look at the high energy gamma rays is that many objects, the most violent and some of the most interesting objects in the universe, emit most of their light in this high energy gamma ray part.
And the only thing that can generate gamma rays are incredibly violent events, incredibly energetic events. And we're talking stars exploding and neutron stars with really strong magnetic fields and really exotic and strange objects like that.
It's like a Christmas tree. It's shining and it's flaring and there are eruptions every day.
Gamma ray bursts being an example, something that for a brief instant of time outshines the entire rest of the universe.
These are the biggest explosions in the universe.
That's all the news for today. See you again in another 12 minutes of news with no bias, news with no exception. This is G3E Safarians Patrol. Your news, our business. Keep safe. God bless.